This is a beaming emergency. Please try to remain calm. Please welcome 3 Beam Salad.
Hello, welcome everybody.
Hello.
Welcome live streamers to 3 Bean Salad Live. Yes, here we are. Hello. This is all new to us as well. So I think what normally happens at a big gig where there's some sort of pre-video and music and applause, normally what happens is the performers don't then just sort of go and completely kill any sort of energy.
But that's the kind of thing that we take your expectations and we twist them. Perhaps they were initially felt quite twisted, almost quite tense, but then we untwisted them, left them quite
and we sort of stamp on them.
Smooth and stamped.
Yeah.
Smooth and flat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we're feeling our way, certainly, I'd say at this point. You know what I mean?
I think so. And welcome the live streamers. We're getting, if we occasionally glance down at this, is because we are getting messages from Beam.
Beyond the grave.
One of which is one of which is just sort of no whoops.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Epinards and Caramel from Toulouse have said, "Oh, I didn't imagine him with a moustache."
There you go. Yeah.
But they've not said which one of us they're talking about. So it's still open to interpretation. That one.
Yeah.
Chelsea Football Club. They've gone already. That's gone too far. Pompidou from Emma. Nice. Hi from Susan. I mean, again, I won't carry on.
So hi to Susan. I think that if we are going to, I mean, that could really slow down the gig. And
in terms of,
we're trying to sort of. This is new terrain for us. So we're trying to be inclusive of the live streamers, but also, that might get a bit wearing.
Kay has written Shiny Henry.
There we go.
Nice to get that note through that medium.
We the last hour before we came on stage.
Yeah, we buffed me up quite hard, didn't we?
Yeah.
We spent about good 40
really
minutes.
Worked. Yeah.
And you both got to eat a Pretz, didn't you, while doing it? But I had to be fully bound. So you both had what was a posh cheddar and.
Sam, why has only Ben got a lanyard?
Oh.
Ben is the can-do guy of the unit, basically.
Yeah.
So if we need access to audio files, if we need access to knowledge or access to our dressing room, then Ben is the man. Yeah.
I think, to be honest, we should definitely not look at this, otherwise it's going to be like...
for
these people, it's going to be like watching Gogglebox, but... But without even seeing the TV bit.
Very, very niche Gogglebox. Yeah. Okay.
So sorry to the streamers. I mean, where are the streamers? They're down the camera down there.
Sorry, last one from the streamers. Arno's written, "I was bold once."
And we do feel bold. I think everyone in this room feels bold that here we are, right?
We're bold.
We are bold.
I like that. Shiny and bold.
Yeah.
That's good.
With unexpected moustaches.
Yes. But we shouldn't neglect these humans, even though, it is 2021, isn't it? In a way, this matters more. Doesn't it? In terms of our market positioning and stuff.
Yeah.
This is a bit dated, to be fair, isn't it?
It's a very 2018 approach.
Yeah.
To live entertainment.
Honestly, any advisor, PR people, honestly, I'm not actually joking.
And you're struggling like me, I think, to
Could
stop
we
looking at the
curtain them off? Turn it into sort of Argos, where it's all happening behind. And occasionally we could pop through and deliver something to one of you, but most of it would be online.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
We're not going to do that.
Good. It's also a bit because normally we, with respect, normally we do this without any of you here.
It's true.
No,
Yeah.
I think
It is.
I think stick around. I think this is worth trying.
Yeah. I'll give it a
Yeah.
go.
I think an early Pompidou from me.
Go on. Do it properly.
Is this a good?
Yeah.
Is this a good idea?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. The good thing is, though, there's excellent transport links, isn't it, right near here?
You can get out of here
If we
real
can get the
quick.
fuck out of here. Everyone can get home quite easily.
We
Do
could
you
be
know
in
what
Kettering in 40 minutes.
I mean? Exactly. So if we were to cancel it now, there's a Colesdrop Yard. I don't know if you know, just across the road, they've got bistros, I believe. There's a modern take, I think, on a lot of...
Deeply alienating the live streamers at this point.
There's a place that does a modern take on the croissant, I think. It's very cutting edge. It's baked.
Shove a bit of ham in it.
There's ham. There's bechamels. You know what? I had a sandwich in Colesdrop Yard.
Oh, sounds like the beginning
about-
of one of Henry's anecdotes.
I had a sandwich 2 weeks ago or so, and okay. So this is the kind of concept, because Google right now is fucking building its bloody evil HQ.
Oh,
Maybe.
snap.
Potentially. Yeah. Just opinions. Google's around here. It's very cutting edge. So I had a sandwich, right, in Colesdrop Yard. And
Right.
it was a lamb and chips sandwich.
Doesn't sound cutting edge to me.
You just possibly went into quite an old-fashioned kebab house. Were you completely shit-faced, Henry? And lost?
Looking back, it's hard to tell. It was either incredibly cutting edge, or could it have been a kebab?
I'm
Could have
personally
been a
very
kebab.
interested in how Henry's going to bring Google into this story.
Yeah.
Well, you can Google it to find out. It was cutting edge, right? Because the chips were genuinely it was the chips were in the.
Were they microchips?
Oh, nice.
Come on, not too bad.
Grow number one.
Was it bad?
Some grows on there.
No, they were fries, right? And they were in the. I thought that's quite cool. And you could tell from the length of trousers that people were wearing. It was a cool place. You could just tell. St Martin's School of Art is there. It's very cool. Yeah, these are quite short. I would never dare to go how short these fuckers
What about
are.
that? How
Look
am
at
I-
yeah,
how am I
Mike's.
doing?
Yeah.
I mean that's beyond cool, isn't it? That's where cool meets. I may have a fungal condition. Need to wear.
I've been told I have to air these.
Best to keep them aired.
GP.
Best to keep them aired.
You won't mind if I put cream on at any point during the show?
And look, again, it's 2021. In the old days, people would have hidden that stuff away. They'd have buried it, wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
they would have been.
They buried it
along
under
with the rest of
socks.
me. Yeah,
Yeah. Whereas now, there's no shame in it, is there, Mike?
some shame.
There's some
been,
shame. There's still some shame.
I've been criticised for my footwear already by a very old friend on the way in here as well. What do
Yeah.
you think of the?
Well, it's
footwear?
not good, is it? I mean, it feels
one,
like
one
if-
very weak whistle.
Yeah.
So it's quite a clear feedback, I would say.
It feels
on
like
shoes.
footwear-wise, we've got a kind of Goldilocks thing going on where I've tried too hard, you haven't tried hard enough,
Yep.
The
and
sweet
Henry's
spot.
got it just right. Yeah.
The sweet spot. Yeah.
Lovely.
No, but
So is that anecdote still
it's
live?
Still very much
Still
live.
going? Oh, Christ.
And actually, it's going down very well on the live stream. A lot of our stuff is going to be going down very well here. Essentially, long story short, the fries, I'd taken the...
Jesus.
Put it this way. By the time I realised the fries were barely cooked, not even undercooked, barely cooked, I was already sitting watching... what's the...
Take your time.
what's
It's
the
edge of seat stuff.
What's the Pixar film, the Mexican Skeletons one?
Coco.
Coco. I was already watching Coco in an outdoor cinema by that point. When I realised they were uncooked, what do? I'm watching. I mean, do you know what I mean? What do you do? I'm ready.
So that's the twist. We're very much in the second act of this anecdote.
Structurally, they're on board now. They want to know more. I hooked them in. But essentially, in the end, I watched the end of Coco. Just the last 15 minutes. I've only seen the last 15 minutes of Coco, and so that emotionally didn't Didn't fully
And
didn't fully work either.
When we do this as
So
the
there's
three of
two
us,
stories
that's the
that-
sort of thing where you might just be sitting at home and editing after, and we just go boop, and it's gone.
If this
Exactly.
wasn't live, we'd edit that out.
There we go.
Okay, fair enough. But anyway, but I can Q&A wise, if people want more details, yeah. we can Q&A it. We can Q&A it. Yeah. Okay.
Good. You had a Pompidou. That kind of covered the Pompidou, or did it cover the Pompidou?
My Pompidou is this a good idea?
Was that it? That was the whole Pompidou? Yeah, okay.
Henry's answered that question.
Okay, great.
Sorry.
Good.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So they're able to swear on this. We can't cut that out. There isn't a way of.
Are we allowed to
Quite
swear?
harsh.
We do. You did a good sort of deployment to Pompidou of an emergency jingle there, Ben.
We've got this one as well.
Oops, sorry for swearing.
There's that one. We've also
That
got,
should be
we've got-
badge mounted, and you can use it in your real life. Badge mounted.
Good idea.
Using greetings card technology, press it and do.
and this
some
one.
sort of hinge on your
Yeah, some sort of hinge.
Yeah.
Get it hinged
nipple
in there.
hinge, and then
Get it nipple hinged in.
Okay.
That'd be nice. Oh, sorry for swearing.
And then if you were falling off a cliff,
Okay.
Falling
So
off a
be
cliff
very careful of the sort of ringing
into
of
a-
the mountings.
falling off
yeah.
a cliff into a chasm to create the echo. It's a chasm cliff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Falling into an enclosed chasm. Chasm.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Where there's audio equipment
Yeah.
recording you. Yeah.
Yeah.
For that, should that come up,
Yeah.
we're
useful.
ready for it.
Yeah, we've prepared a few, haven't we?
Me and Mike have been making some jingles because the problem is when we're doing the show at home, obviously we're able to edit it, and so we can edit around problems. But here we'll have to deal with the problems with a jingle.
Sometimes the editing is simple, just because Henry disappears for an extremely long piss. And the acoustics of his flat mean that we can hear every...
Yeah. What we've learned
Every
is somehow there's some kind of Zoom algorithm where if someone in your Zoom call goes for a piss, the piss is the loudest thing. Louder than you, louder than me. Just thundering horse piss.
And you get the full sort of every stage, don't you? The opening flirtatious exchanges, the are we going to have a
the
piss?
hammer throw of the
The hammer throw.
central splashdown.
Yeah.
And also, amazingly, often when he comes back from a piss, he'll have been pissing from the get-go to the let-go, but when he returns, it is with a crunchy snack and a freshly made coffee.
Yeah.
We still haven't worked out how he's achieving all that.
Have you ever seen the film Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Right?
I've got a sort of contraption which creates the piss sound some of the time.
Oh.
And
Did that happen in Ferris Bueller's? I think we had a different version of that film.
Director's cut.
I've not seen it for a while. And then I'll, but you've got to keep both sides of the piss story in balance, haven't you? You can't just be pissing. You've got to be drinking as well. Everything.
It'll be steaming and pressing and crunching.
It'll feel
Sure.
itself. But
I don't have a jingle for this specific problem.
Yeah.
No. It was
Fair
kind
enough.
of planned for all these eventualities.
We've got
There's
this
a few
one.
others.
Is this one?
There's a bat in the venue. There's a bat in the venue.
Just in case.
Yeah, let us know, obviously.
Can never be too safe.
Is there a bat catcher in the house? Is there a bat catcher in the house?
We don't have to clarify that now. We can work that out as needs be.
If the
I would
bat
say.
turns up.
Yeah.
It's a shame what happened to that bat.
Yeah.
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 Covered, I would say. Yeah.
He may be but a shepherd, but he shows great wisdom.
There we go. Any eventuality.
Yeah, we don't get told how many shepherds are here live tonight or down the live stream, so we don't know if that's going to come up or not.
Is there a bat catcher in the house?
Yeah, but we've got that. How many times are you going to play that?
If he can keep his head, mark my words, one day the shepherd boy will be king.
Just useful stuff.
Yeah. It's good to just be covered, isn't it? Good.
Are there any shepherds in the? We can't tell from the live stream, but we'll find out. Lucelli has just said Ben is so adorable.
No, let's not read those out. That kind of thing.
Exclamation mark. Not Lucelli.
The other day we I don't know
Not
if you
Lucelli's content. It's absolutely
But I think some
grotesque.
people do think you're adorable. I think I told you my nephew thinks you've got a very soothing voice.
That's not the same as adorable. He just thinks I'm soothing.
My nephew also asked his mother this morning if she was Spurbs. Yeah. So Spurbs is even sort of turning families against each other. Yeah.
There was a problem. Some of you might have emailed the email address that was on the screen.
Bombadil.
It's another Pompidou.
I got the email address wrong.
Should be right though, right?
Well, it means we haven't had any emails, but
So who's the poor bastard getting all these suggestions?
well, it's probably the other fucking Three Bean Salad podcast that
Yeah.
We're
sent us
giving them free content.
who sent us, by the way, a very sort of legal-sounding email. It wasn't proper legalese, but it was like they were having a go.
It was hard to tell if they were joking or not.
Yeah.
But we don't know if they're still monitoring us.
There was another
And
Three
they-
Bean. Does everyone know about this or not? There was another Three Bean Salad.
Yeah.
podcast.
And they did come first and said, I don't think we have a leg to stand on. So-
Legally speaking, they've got
yeah.
us by the balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Anyway, it means we haven't got any emails. So
That's a good question, Melanie Anderson. Is it Spurbs or Spurbs, E or U? I was wondering that earlier.
it's an E.
It's an E. Good. Sorry. Those tattoos will
Some
have to
just
be
genuine
rethought.
disappointment.
Oh
No, it's you. Oh,
Can-
T-shirt.
Can you stand with your
Brilliant.
back towards the camera? Just come into the light a bit so that the live streamers can see this.
It's you. It's you. It's now officially great T-shirt as well. It's officially you.
Look
It's
what he's done to
definitely Unless
you.
there's an E.
Look what he's done to you.
Unbelievable.
Savage.
Great.
And he could be here right now.
Spurbs is beyond vowels, though, isn't? You know what I mean? It's not about. All vowels are the same to him, aren't they? They're, you know,
Yeah. It's just another tool, isn't it, with which to
they're just another
cause
tools which,
people crushing disappointment and pain
exactly, with which to hurt people.
and regret
Yeah.
and wasting money in snappy snaps or, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know where you made that.
Was it like a home iron
Also-
job? No. Internet.
Okay. I know. Yeah.
It's good if we talk about the
I
internet
know.
because that connects very much.
They like that.
Yep. People are saying I like the internet as well.
What a coincidence! I'm on
Yeah.
the internet.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I've got a lot of followers on the internet, and I'm an influencer using social media. Someone wrote.
It's the sort of thing they do, isn't
This
it?
is the sort of thing they do, isn't it? That
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
So I think what the thing is, we wanted people to send in their topics, and then we choose one at random. So if you're on the stream, especially if you want to just obviously you're gonna have a hard time here because unless they've got internet on phones these days, I think you know it's gonna be hard for you to send us an email. But the email address is actually 3beansaladpod@gmail.com.
All letters.
Or letters? No, it's
All letters.
no. We've got one of those runic.
We're using the runic. If you've got the runic add-on to your keyboard,
Yeah.
you can pop down the Apple shop and get one.
And obviously the word bean is the number bean rather
we
than
use the number bean
rather than the word bean
and the capital number,
Yeah.
the capital of the number.
for security reasons.
yeah, it's all lower case. So
But you can still receive that, can't you? You've still got access to.
Yeah, we've
if
got
someone
emails.
Does,
Louise Robb has just sent in the word magazines, so we're off to a good start.
And
we
also,
go.
we've had things. People are suggesting stuff on here. Horses has come up a few times. Tennis, the sea, fish.
Henry's toes,
That didn't come up.
piss.
Piss. Did Henry's toast come up?
piss from not spurbs.
Canals,
Yeah.
toast. These are
I think we look
excellent.
away. We look
Batman.
away for a moment.
What are we gonna
This is
do?
the first time we've physically been in a room together since all this business began as well.
I know.
Yeah, me and Henry saw each other earlier across the concourse in King's Cross, and we just started kissing. It was amazing.
Yeah. We didn't. We kissed from all the way across the concourse, didn't we? It was incredible. We just started and ran to each other and covered each other in kisses, didn't we? Gentle ones and long ones,
Yes.
didn't we?
I missed all this.
And
You dried out by the time I arrived, weren't you?
I had nothing left. It was like biscuits, wasn't it? You said. Remember, as you started biting into them, you said,
Dried
"These
old bad grandma's biscuits,
are-
basically.
it's like grandma's biscuits." That was the phrase you used, wasn't it? But it was amazing how slippery Ben is because he can slip his hands right up your sleeves and stuff when we were hugging. Do you remember?
Well, I was greased
Ben was creased.
with Batoli,
Yeah.
which actually keeps your cholesterol low as well, so it's useful.
Yeah, as
Brilliant
long as you
like
wear it on the outside and not, yeah.
Yeah, if you eat it, you're fucked.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
So yes, we've got some more coming in.
How far away have you guys come from?
Raglan, Bremen. No, you haven't. Although you are wearing a sort of lederhosen kind of outfit. Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Is that on purpose or is that just keeping your trousers up? Yeah, fair enough.
I think we've got Spurbs suspect number 1. That's what we've got. Okay. Just trying to flush you out.
This is an evacuation. Spurbs detected. This is an evacuation. Spurbs detected.
That's just a drill, obviously.
Yeah.
But like all drills, we'll be taking this seriously and we'll see you outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does apply to the live streamers as well. If that happens, you should get out of your bedroom or wherever you are, your car, in a car park.
And then
Doesn't
line
matter,
up
you know.
alphabetically.
Yes, please.
Have we got Spurbs captains? Have we decided on the Spurbs captains? Each quadrant of the room will need a Spurbs captain.
Yeah. If you can find a bucket of sand under your chair, that means
But
you are one of the captains.
You're one of the Spurbs captains.
Okay.
So you just need to put out any fags in that before you
Yeah.
evacuate your quadrant.
Yeah.
That's the. Yeah, it's quite we use quite dated protocols. That was from we got some from the 70s, didn't we? Use 70s protocols
But if it ain't broke.
for that. If it ain't broke.
Okay, I'm going to randomly pick a topic
Are we going for it?
because we ought to sort of
Are we bean machining?
do the podcast. So
Okay.
Let's do it.
I'm just going to flicking my hand up and down on the pad, picking a random one. Oh, by the way, when we do this for real, we do it with a random number generator. Very occasionally we pass over. This is a bit of a behind the wizard's sleeve type thing. We occasionally pass over a topic. Like, for instance, 2 weeks ago, the one that came out of the beam machine was Chechnya.
I was raring to go. I was raring to go.
You were. You had some.
I was all over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
You
yeah,
had some
fair enough.
very good anecdotes about your time there, didn't you?
Yeah.
But
That
was all
was
off grid. So
One
yeah.
of the most disappointing holidays of my life. I can tell you that. No. Also, the bean machine, by the way, because a lot of you wanted to see the bean machine in action. Unfortunately, it's being serviced this week.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Which is a shame. So we're going to have to.
Yeah.
So we've got one. I've got one ready. So this week's topic is... It's sort of hard to know what to do during the jingles, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just tuned out, actually. I'd recommend that, but partly because there was a message from my sister on there.
Really?
Yeah.
What did she say?
Hannah, can I talk to you after the...
No, let's
All
see
right.
it. What's the issue? Is that at your parents' care or something? It's not...
It was something about camping,
Oh.
which I have recently been camping. I don't know. We might have borrowed some stuff off her. She might want a mallet back. I don't really know. It could be that it's a suggestion for a topic, but it might just be that she needs a travel stove or something. But
The other thing
I'll
that the
give you a
people
ring.
in this room do not realise is how many times people are just writing the word horses on the...
There seems a lot of.
Oh, why?
There's a lot going for horses.
Are they in
There's a
the
lot of people going for
zeitgeist?
horses. Honts.
Does anyone?
Someone's written horses with so much enthusiasm they've misspelled it honts. In capitals. People really want horses. Are you interested in horses?
Some people just want horse.
They are a noble beast. Just
Anyway,
saying.
let's do it.
Okay.
Again, 29 seconds this jingle, so...
It's being
What-
randomised.
Is it being randomised?
So the
Yeah.
inputs from that live streamers. There's another one. 2 more for Honts. Yeah. Moose wants seahorses. Is a good suggestion, Moose.
Okay, this week's topic is horses.
Is it?
What? Fuck off. Are you serious?
What about Honses?
I tell you what about Honses. How did you actually select that, Ben? Literally, what happened just then?
I selected it because about 1,000 people have written the word horse
Oh.
on a live stream.
You know what? You were so convincing and you're so confident the way you're sitting. I thought there was a random thing was going to happen.
You know,
and a voice was gonna
Richard
say-
Osman doesn't really have a laptop either. He's
Don't
just...
lie. How dare you? You're saying Richard Osman doesn't have a laptop? He's been on telly for years, mate. He's still thinking, I don't know whether to go for a Google. You know, the Apple products are very pricey. I can get a Microsoft Surface. He's got laptops all over the shop. He's got more laptops than he needs. He's probably got a normal amount of laptops.
So the most recent episode was edited by Henry,
Yeah.
and we take it in turns. And Henry sent us a photograph of himself in what looked like a Costa coffee,
It was a Costa.
doing the editing. And he was trying to get, I think, sympathy from us, but we it's a job we all do, and it doesn't deserve any sympathy. I don't, and he was going, I'm having such a hard time, and it's a bank holiday. And we were just like, shut the fuck up, I don't care, just edit the show.
Is there a sad jingle for me?
He also only ever asks you for help as well. But he messages you on the WhatsApp that has all three of us.
Yeah.
So each one is like a little stab.
But that's that's deliberate. I'll go onto the joint WhatsApp and I'll say, yeah, having a bit of a technical problem, Ben. Maybe you could sort me out with some of your knowledge. And
Sometimes it's sort of 46 messages in one go. Yeah.
Oh, it's a bank holiday.
It's very, very lonely sometimes. Editing the show.
But you weren't lonely, because in the background of the photograph that Henry sent us of his computer in the Costa Coffee was Richard Osman.
It's true.
Just two lonely men.
Yeah, and he wasn't using a laptop, actually. I can think of it. He was on his phone.
There we go.
And I do remember him looking towards me sort of enviously.
Should we explain to the Americans or international people on the stream who or what Richard Osman is?
He's a very tall man on the telly. There we go. Honces?
He would look great on a horse.
You know the Master in Star Wars? If he was more evil...
Do you mean the Sith man? Yeah, that guy, yeah.
But had a sort of human... Someone had created a sort of baked-on human...
Sorry, is this horse-based?
This is Osman-based. He makes excellent television shows.
Define excellent, but...
He does pointless... Yeah, he's a TV presenter.
I think we should talk about horses.
Okay.
That can't be edited, Henry.
Just because sometimes I can sense when...
If this wasn't live, we'd edit that
There we
out.
go. That's proven to be quite useful, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Order number 78 is ready.
There we go.
Please come to the counter.
Anyone here got a horse? No.
I'll start. Have either of you ever seen a horse?
I saw a horse quite recently,
Yeah.
and it was also the first time Pam saw a horse.
Your dog?
Yeah, because she's a lockdown puppy. And also because we own her, she's very badly trained. She's not seen anything. She went absolutely, completely fucking ballistic.
Well, she would have thought, what the fuck is going on with that dog?
Yeah, what is it? Yeah.
That dog is
kind of-
fucking hell.
Yeah,
Have you seen that dog?
If that dog tries to get its nose in my crotch, I'm gonna freak out.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that dog is not boning me, Mike. Get me out of here.
I do not want to be boned by that dog, Mike.
Yeah.
Wait, Mike. Let me just think this through.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, that's the point when I took her away.
Yeah, you've got to get her out of there.
But also, I think added freak the mega dog, as far as she's concerned, also
Megadog.
had a gigantic sort of face snood on it, sort of a whole face, whole thing, not like just blinkers, but the whole. It was just standing in a field. What is that? Why would you do that? It's in a field on its own, but it's got
It's like a balaclava sort of thing.
like a sort of like a sort of kidnap sack.
Was it Shergar?
Might have been,
may
I
have
don't know
been
because its face
Shergar.
was covered.
I see.
Could have been Shergar.
Yeah. If it had its face out, I might have been able to recognise it. But yeah,
And did Pam go like nuts?
she went double nuts. Yeah, big time double nuts. I had to take her away, and then she shat in a graveyard. I timed it wrong. And what made that worse was that it's a working graveyard.
Oh, really? Not just a historical one?
No,
active.
and it was
One of those busy active, those graveyards is really...
Yeah.
People are coming and going.
There's a scene and there's,
people having meetings and
farmers
calling
market
it. Yeah,
and,
I want him buried now.
Exactly. Yeah, hotspots.
Yeah. I said I want an urn now. I want an urn yesterday. That
Yeah,
We know,
thriving.
thriving. Yeah.
And if you're a sort of that kind of mammal, you don't shit on the sort of dry old husky grave. You go for the nice fresh smelling zone.
The fresh flowers, the freshly...
You go for the brand new guys. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus, Pam.
It's a good thing that horse had that thing on, so it couldn't see what was going on.
That's true. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But that's only recent.
Henry, have you ever seen a horse?
You know what? It's hard to know, isn't it? Because there's so many of them in the culture. You know, I mean, I could list off cultural horses, famous horses, all day long. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, we've got, what,
Black
half an hour?
Beauty.
Yeah.
The horse from the Lloyd's ad.
That's the same one, isn't it?
Shergar. Unicorn. Unicorn. Yeah, so, but you see them on ads, you see them on chocolate boxes, you see them on. They're often used to.
What question do you think you're answering now?
Yeah, that's a good one. It's good to consider that, isn't it? It's good to keep hold of that. I think I know a few things about horses. One thing you should never do around a horse. Do you know this? Go right up behind it and fucking start punching it.
That's quite impressive from a city kid.
From a city kid. I'm a city boy, right? I grew up quite close to here.
Yeah.
I'm London through and through. That's what I am.
But even you know that.
But even I know that.
See, I grew up sort of more in the outskirts. Where I grew up, there was a small holding right next door to us, and there was a. Have I talked about this before? There was a whole summer where my sister and I weren't allowed to play outside because there was a horse molester on the loose.
And you, of course, spent your entire childhood in a pantomime horse.
That's right,
That
yeah.
was your.
So I got my
That was the only way you were confident enough to approach other children. That it was, you felt.
And this summer I insisted on going in the front. Yeah, Hannah, you've got to go in the back. I can't tell you why. You just don't worry about it. It's my turn for the front this summer. Yeah.
You'd be up front.
Yeah. Well, that was my initial concern as to why that thinking was. But then it emerged that the guy who ran the small holding next door, he'd become a night owl for the summer, and he was basically hiding in a bale of hay with his shotgun, with his horses out as sort of sex bait. Ready to shoot the fuck out of anyone who came onto his land.
Who was sex bait? The horses?
Yeah.
Who for?
For the
horse molester.
It's okay. Sometimes you tune out at the beginning of an anecdote. I don't mind. Horse. It's okay, I'm used to it. I don't mind going back over it. Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's horrendous.
I know. That's why I thought I'd bring it up. And when I said it the first time, I wondered why you didn't really react.
Viewed content warning.
Oh, thank you.
Viewed content.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So he was, because I thought you were going to say, he was dressed as a horse with the shotgun out, waiting as bait.
What, sort of coquettishly batting his eyes into the moonlight?
Coquettishly batting his eyes. But the horses were bait for themselves, essentially. And yeah, he was, okay.
They're there. I think he'd often leave at least one out. I mean, they had stables and everything, but he wanted to be able to be somewhere where he could see what was going, could see everyone, and he really wanted to kill a man.
So what was he expecting?
A lot of people do.
Here's the question.
For a lot of people, it's just something they want to tick off the list.
But how do you know if your horse has been molested, for example?
When it's happening live?
Well, no, we all know when a horse is being molested. But how do we know when a horse has been molested?
Well, that's when it gets a bit gruesome.
Because they're looking at their hooves the whole time?
No, because they're injured, Henry.
But the big pardon?
They're injured.
Oh, God.
But I mean, why would you ask the question? So it can only possibly go one way.
Okay. I've got to say, as soon as I heard molested and horses, I've just been assuming someone has been coming into the fields and tossing off horses.
It's not a front molestation. It's around the back.
Oh, come on, mate.
Yeah.
That's horrible. I don't.
That's why I said to keep it short and then move on. No one likes it.
Okay, good. Yeah.
You really, put your neck on the line. He doesn't like it. There we go.
I don't like that.
He doesn't like it.
You've got to keep all your audiences together. Oh, yeah, sorry.
There we go. Fair enough.
Sorry.
Fair enough. My
I'm
fault.
really sorry.
My fault, really. My
I'm
fault.
really sorry.
Partly Henry, but mostly
I know,
me.
but the reason I bring up tossing off horses is because I do know that another thing I know about horses is that there is such a thing as people that steal horse semen. It's one of the less glamorous ends of the crime spectrum.
The old jizz heist.
Jizz heist.
Yeah.
It's not Ocean's 11 type stuff, type people, I don't think, that are drawn to it. But it's
Well, it's hard to put in some of the tropes, isn't it? Sort of one last job, one sort of the biggest.
yeah.
One.
I don't.
It's hard. It's not
I
hard
don't
to crack
steal
into one
semen
kind of-
anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw now. I don't steal semen anymore.
Using the same kind of muscles, though, aren't you, Henry?
Yeah, sure. I can still hold a lot of semen. I mean, if you needed me,
You still got those waterproof buckets, right? Henry?
still got the waterproof pockets. I'm in.
Okay, yeah, it does work.
No, it is
does
hard
work.
to get that,
It
and
does.
then it would have to
it
be in
works.
Vegas, obviously, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would have to be the horse. What they call Daryl and the Tiger guys.
Siegfried and Roy.
Daryl's the tiger, though. Yeah.
Daryl's the Tiger.
That was the horse.
It would have to be there. Yeah, they've repositioned. They got the two
After
horses.
The incident. Yeah, they've got
After the
horses.
incident.
It's less likely to attack the audience. Yeah.
I think they're both dead. Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So you're going to jack off a grieving horse?
Yeah. In Vegas. Baby. Yeah. No, you fool! I told you not to punch its ass from behind. I knew we shouldn't have brought. I'm trying to think of a boxer, but I couldn't. Terry Waite, as near as I can think of.
Terry Waite.
I knew we shouldn't have brought Terry Waite.
He used to box for Cambridge.
He used to box for
He got his blue.
He
So
got his blue.
welterweight. He's pretty handy.
Very
But,
fucking handy.
Ties them out. That's the way he does it. He ties them out. That's
Ties
his
them
tactic, and then
out.
he moves in.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I would personally like to distance myself from the activities that Henry just said.
Yeah.
No, yeah. But
I really didn't think we'd... When I said we were going to be talking about horses, I didn't think at any point anyone would say the words Terry Waite.
you never know. You just
You never know. Horses.
Yeah.
He's back. Well done. You
Thank
missed,
you.
Yeah, that was the right bit to miss, I think. Calm down a bit now.
What else happens with horses?
Yeah. I've not. I mean, I've never eaten a horse. Have you eaten a horse?
No.
No.
But
Knowingly.
we want. I've got. It's not. I've
Is it
got a
horrible
s-
again?
It's not horrible, but it makes me see.
Is this an anecdote that even you're not going to tell?
I think
Where does it stand
everyone in
next-
this story will seem like a bit of a wanker. Everyone who's in the story, I suspect.
Let's not tell it then.
Yeah. No, I think. I think my mum once ate a bit of horse by accident. Thinking it was. I think in France once we ate some steak and it turned out to be horse, and my mum was very annoyed. That's all right, isn't it?
That was okay, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the chips weren't cooked.
And the chips weren't cooked. Yeah.
And the only horse story from my life was that when I was a boy, my sister went on a ride on a Shetland pony around a local sort of kiddie farm. Not where they farm children, but where children are able to interact with farm animals. And just as she was getting onto the Shetland pony, she was probably about 9 or 10, bit her on the tit.
Ooh, bloody hell.
Right on the nipple. And obviously very painful. And we went through, they took her off and shot her, because that's what they do in those horse places.
Yeah.
No, they anti-backed it, you know.
Yeah.
And then they brought her back and she was all right. And then with a big flourish, they said, "We're so sorry about that Shetland pony biting you on the tit. And to make up for it, you can have a free ride on a Shetland pony."
Yeah.
Which we turned down. Yeah.
So you've got to get back on it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But she could never get back. I mean, yeah, she should have got right back on that horse. That's
But she
what they
never
said.
did. She never did. And never has.
I don't think she's ever gotten a Shetland pony,
Which
but I
is
think
fine, isn't it?
once
It
you get to a
turns out
certain
if
age-
you don't get back on it. It's okay in the modern age to not get back on the horse.
yeah.
After all, I think, isn't it? Can you
Well, there are
ride a horse?
situations where
We
you know
survived.
you
Yeah.
might need to get on a fucking Shetland. I mean, if the film, if a film is ever made about your sister's life, the major breakthrough she'll have to make will be
Getting
I'm
back
gonna have
on the
to get on that Shetland pony. You know what I mean? To get,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's her thing now. She'll have to at some point do. Hopefully,
You're right.
she might be in a situation where she's the only way to. For example, if she's in the Shetlands, and needs to make a quick getaway, and a bicycle's broken from
Quite a slow-moving assailant.
a slow-moving assailant. It's theoretically possible.
It's true. We have a centre near us that has not even Shetland ponies, but like the miniaturised ponies.
Oh.
I mean, they're about that big.
Yes, I think I've heard about
I
those.
don't know what that. Why? what
Our
the purpose of that is.
Shetland ponies are quite small, aren't
They're
they?
small, but these guys are they're like sort of big dogs, basically. Which someone has gone to the trouble of.
Pam
breeding.
would potentially love that.
I mean, that's what we should have used as a sort of starter horse for Pam. I did.
Well done. build her up.
Yeah, bring one home and get her in a state of comfort with one of those guys.
Someone on the feed has just said, "Holy crap! I just realised Shetland ponies are probably from the Shetland Islands." Wow.
And then someone wrote, "Okay, thanks, Maria." What does that mean? As a response to that.
And Martin's complaining that I'm too quiet. I might have just not been speaking for a bit.
It's possible.
Yeah, I'll speak up. Sorry, Martin.
This is Horse ASMR. I once put my finger in the mouth of a goat.
Yeah. A honce, you mean?
What's that?
I don't know. It's just. I guess we could use the word honce. I mean, there was honce as well. I mean, maybe.
What is a honce? Is that a type of goat?
It doesn't exist, doesn't it? We could just say it's a type of
Well,
goat.
it was
We're
a
on ungulates still, aren't we? That's okay.
We're on ungulates. Yeah, we can keep it within the. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a honce. It's a honce. I forgot. It's a honce.
goat,
It's a
yeah.
honce.
A horse isn't an ungulate, let's be clear about that. But
Isn't it?
no.
What is it? Is an ungulate like a cloven hoof then?
It's got to have two
bits.
Two prongs
bits.
on the hoof.
Yeah, like a camel.
I just thought I meant
Really?
It's like, I don't know,
How about pig? What's that?
pig.
Right.
I might be wrong. I'll look it up.
It was a petting zoo, and I suppose my interpretation of petting was
Quite intrusive.
quite intrusive.
The heavy petting zoo.
I thought it was a heavy petting zoo. I just put my finger. No, other people were doing it, and I put mine in, and it was sucking it. That was what was nice. People were enjoying it because the goat was sucking your finger. It's a very nice feeling, actually. And you're looking into the goat
thin
eyes.
end of the wedge, though, isn't it?
It's a slippery slope to horse molesting. No, but it was sucking on it. It was really nice. And it felt right. You know what it felt like?
Felt like
It
home.
felt, I imagine, how a USB stick feels when it just slots in.
First time.
First time. Yeah. It fitted. It fit. It was like, this is a weird coincidence in nature. Fuck, it's biting me! And then it bit my fucking hurt like fuck. Because it was just really good. Because we were eyes together. And it was like man and beast. Over the eons of time and evolution. There's a connection here.
Henry, were you the horse molester?
I'm wondering. That's why you struggled to untangle pain and pleasure all these years.
As I said in court, man and beast. It's a connection across the ages. And then it bit it. And you know what? To this day, I have never put my finger in the mouth of a goat. Thank you.
Don't applaud that, for the love of God.
Yeah, no, but it's
rudimentary
I'll
unit of
never
learning.
forget the feeling. It felt like it almost had teeth at the back of its throat. It just came down right.
Were you going in? What do you mean?
It was like I was giving it a COVID test. That was how deep it was. But before that,
I wonder if it fought back.
yeah, that was a mistake. I've never trusted goats either since then. I think they're, you know what I mean. They suck you in with their eyes,
Sort of oblong eyes.
with their oblong eyes, and then they hurt you. But I have actually. Have you either of you ridden a horse?
Ooh. I don't think I have.
I don't think I've ridden a proper horse. I've been put on a donkey.
Just put on one.
Put on one, pretty much.
Yeah. Just because you were in the way? Or there was a donkey there?
I don't think I was necessarily in the way. I think it was for my own entertainment and pleasure.
Did you go up and down the beach?
I think so.
Was it
yeah.
one of those? Quite sad,
Yeah.
isn't it? That?
Quite a sort of depressed donkey. I think I was put on a camel once as well. Similarly, sort of enslaved camel. Never done the horse thing. This is a long time ago.
Here's a good question. Is a donkey a horse?
Hang on.
Quite a good question.
Well, I don't know that it is necessarily.
A horse or a good question?
A good question.
Okay. Yeah?
But
well, it's not.
that's the nice thing about the question is that it leads to other questions.
Well, I know that a mule, that's a horse that's had sex with...
No, it's not.
Keith's child. Isn't it? It's if a horse has sex with a donkey...
It doesn't become a mule itself.
Just like that.
Like if you have
It's
if
such
you,
an
if you have sex with a woman, you don't turn into a baby.
You suddenly turn into Peter Gabriel.
No, fair enough, yeah.
But you're onto something. I think if a horse has sex with a
Donkey.
donkey,
On a one-night stand sort of thing, wouldn't it be for the horse?
Yeah, not if it's in a relationship, I think.
Yeah.
If it's the product of a one-night stand
Yeah.
between a horse and a
Yeah.
donkey.
Okay, here's a good question.
But will it be?
I'm trying to zhuzh up my questions and points a bit by saying here's a good one at the beginning, aren't I?
Yeah, it's working.
I've
No, I
noticed
like
that.
It's a good
Why is it the horse is up there and the donkey is sort of,
a lowly beast.
relegated to the lowly beast section?
Is it just because it's smaller? Is that
What's
all it
wrong
is?
with the donkey? Why is it horse, you think, noble beast, glistening, muscular body? Yeah? Fucking off down a beach, yeah? And representing ideas like, I'd invest in a product. I'd invest in a potentially quite important mortgage or even a pension fund.
Yeah.
If it had some of the values.
That's what Lloyd's
That horse appears to
Lloyd's
have.
TSB. Lloyd's TSB. Lloyd's the silky beast.
The silky beast. Isn't it? Because you look at a horse, people are just dying to invest. They're just getting reaching for it. But it's something sturdy and sort of noble, and it feels like just sort of safe, isn't it?
Yeah.
But a donkey, isn't it? Donkey. Just stupid fucking donkey. Stupid teeth, carrots. A humiliating job going up and down the beach
They're not
with
good in a
fucking
cri-
mic on it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Why?
They're not
why
good
is
in a
that?
crisis, maybe. Like if novels and films and whatnot. I mean, you'll get a horse in a crisis, right? Might be
Horse in
quite
a
handy.
crisis.
If you're fleeing somewhere in a bar fight or something, the horse might be quite handy. But there's very rarely an emergency donkey.
Exactly.
Is there such a thing as an
Do you want to
emergency
feel
donkey?
safe? Do you want your family to feel safe? Then invest in donkey. Doesn't work, does it?
No.
But invest in horse. It does work. It's just a good point about donkeys and horses.
It was a good question and a good point.
Good question, follow up by a
question.
good point.
You answered yourself and then very good.
Yeah, and then went forward to the.
If you sort of
Good
shave
conversation.
down a donkey, you get a horse, don't you?
Eventually, I think if you keep going long enough, you get down to the basics.
To the inner horse.
Yeah.
No. The shepherd has betrayed us.
A little update on that situation?
I mean, I have ridden a horse once. I'm not even going to say this is a good story because my confidence has been hit by the last two interjections. I did ride a horse once at school. We went to a school trip. I'm just going to get this done in an orderly fashion and get it out of the way. Went on a school trip to somewhere in the West Country. Stayed in a youth hostel. One of the things we did was all get on horses one day, and my horse was called Yorkie. Yeah, he was a brown horse, and I still remember his name, Yorkie. And all the horses were walking along with children on them because it was a school trip, and we were going along near the coast, and it is quite a feeling being on a horse. It's like being on a hairy motorbike with legs.
Oh.
Yeah?
You
This
don't
is
have to
literary
refuel.
stuff.
But you still have to refuel, but just with sugar. And it's a real it's power. It's, yeah. Oh, yeah. Should we Clarkson horses? This beast can run. And
1 horsepower.
So basically, so we're all
Susan writes, Henry's telling this story with the vibe of a serial killer confessing to his crimes.
Don't interrupt, Susan. He might get there.
holding
Solve
forth
a cold case.
holding forth in the prison canteen. Gather round. There's white-collar criminals at the back. They don't want to come too close, but this man's riveting. I'm always glad I committed VAT fraud for these moments. So I was, we're all on the horses, and then the horses went. Basically, horses have certain, essentially, like gears that they have. They do. It's very, very specific. There's trot. Well, there's stationary, parked.
Is there reverse?
It's not clear. Okay. No, they don't reverse. No animals reverse. That's why they kick the shit out if you get behind them, because it's sensitive for them. I don't think animals reverse, do they? You've never seen an animal, because the knees only go that way.
Eel?
An eel can't reverse, but it can swim backwards with its head facing the other way. So it can look like it's reversing. Okay. Well, it depends which way the current's going as well with fish. Because you can be swimming like for your life that way, but actually going that way.
If you actually go sideways, and then
or sideways. It's dispiriting.
Yeah.
So they've got stationary, then trot. Yep. Now, do you know about horses? Is it walk? I don't think a horse can walk. I'm sorry. Oh, and you're supposed... Oh, there's a wasp walking along the desk. You think the animals can walk? Oh, have you seen that pigeon walking along that tree? Oh, he's sitting on a chair now, probably.
You're asserting
animals
there's no
don't
such thing as an animal can't walk. Yeah?
They scurry.
Yeah. Skitter.
Slide.
Saunter.
They don't
sachet.
walk
maybe.
about. Oh, you've seen that gang of horses lolling about, loitering about. No, they're stationary or they're trotting. No, sorry. Do you know about horses?
She thought she did.
No. Okay, so there's walk. There is walk, right? Is there walk? Okay. And then there's trot. Okay. And so literally, it's true, isn't it? It's quite stage by stage. You know when. So stationary, obviously, if you just imagine I've got...
No, I think everyone understands what that word means. I don't think you need to demonstrate.
Demonstrate stationary?
I don't think so. I mean, we're doing this glass
by the way,
of water.
if we've frozen on the stream, that's actually going to help at this point. It's quite rare. So imagine I've got two other sets of legs in front of these. Yeah, so it's fairly straightforward. Just imagine I've got two other sets in front. Stationary is obviously like this. So walk with a horse, I'm guessing it's walk, so it's a human, so what we're talking is, one leg goes up, weight moves forward, right leg hinges down. It's just physics, really, at this point. Yeah? Left foot hits heel contact, weight into...
On the horse's heel, yeah?
The horse's... And imagine this happening at exactly the same time on the front two. Heel contact, forward, weight into the forward knee, straight back leg, hoof flat.
And lunge.
Hoof flat. And then, at this point, it can feel like you're taking your life in your own hands. You just got to lunge and pray it happens again on the other side, which it does. And then you carry on, right? So that's... now, trotting... Because trot, we did trots. Trot is like just a kind of you're in a good mood. Yeah, is that right? How does it work in terms of hinging and the feet for the trot? You've only been on top of the horse.
You're not directly operating the legs. A series of levers.
So you're just act of faith, is it? What's going on down there?
Suggesting you're an expert in horses.
You just sit on top and. Just whatever he's doing or she's down there, just fuck it, yeah. How does it feel when they're trotting? It's a little bit about... So trot is more like a little,
jiggling about.
It's kind of like an auntie dancing at a wedding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quite a well-established emphysema. Yeah.
So you're in quite a good mood and you're trotting along. A bit, yeah. And then it's canter. Yeah? Canter. So, and canter is...
Everyone knows this.
Yeah. Yeah. But in that case, I'll wrap up for anyone. So to wrap it up, canter is you're
going backwards now.
Yeah.
Back and forth, is it?
I think canter is running for a bus, but you don't want to lose face. Is it? So it's a little bit of that. You don't want to go all out. You don't want to be panting in front of people. And if you do miss the bus, it's not the end of the world, sort of thing. So you're just semi-committed to running the bus. And then, of course, now, when we were doing this walk thing on the holiday, is everything okay?
I remember at the beginning of this anecdote, you said, I'm just going to get through it, like sort of bullet points.
No, sorry. I'm really sorry. You can jingle me.
Please,
You can jingle me. You can jingle
That's
me.
okay. We both got some stuff we can get done, and we can,
Yeah, you got a laptop.
Yeah.
So, but basically,
I'm enjoying this story.
And then it's Gallop, and then that's it, right? And then there's things like swimming, going upstairs was much more unusual. It's much more unusual. It hardly ever happens. Yeah. Is it Canter and Gallop? Yeah, great. So on this, everyone knew that anyway. Fine. But on the holiday, we weren't supposed to go beyond Canter because we were children. Children. Yeah. So we weren't supposed to.
What age was this?
12 maybe.
Isn't Canter quite heavy duty anyway?
Well, that's it.
Trots quite fast anyway.
I don't think we were supposed to even canter, but what happened was...
How many gears does a child have?
Childs are automatic. So it's already difficult. I had to... so basically, we were all going along. I think we were trotting, right? And then one was a Yorkie. Little bugger.
Your Yorkie.
My Yorkie.
Yeah.
Hang on, just let me...
Your Yorkie. Good old Yorkie.
Imagine...
Is this going to dovetail with the story where your mum ate a steak and it was a horse?
Yorkie, why? Yorkie accidentally galloped me into an abattoir. Don't turn left, Yorkie. No, it's the last place you should go. It's a French abattoir. There's a French abattoir in Cornwall. So essentially, what really happened probably isn't actually as entertaining as that. But the Yorkie started cantering, right? Mm-hmm. And what he did was he overtook all the other horses in the group. And I think Yorkie was just a little bit different. You know what I mean? So we had a connection. He was just a little bit. And anyway, he started cantering and then what happens is the way horses work, it turns out, is that all the other horses start doing the same thing. Yeah? So all the other horses started cantering. And the guy who was running the holiday area...
The Duke of Cornwall.
Duke of Cornwall.
Prince Charles.
Prince Charles was very, very stressed. I can tell you. He was stressed, I can tell you that. and then all the other horses were cantering. And then Yorkie started fucking galloping. Because the guy was saying, he's cantering. They're not supposed to be cantering. Like that, right? They're all cantering. And then...
Cornwall runs out, doesn't it, eventually?
You run out of Cornwall. There's only so much Cornwall going down underneath there. You know, and I know from memory, Cornwall is the final county on the far southwest of the United Kingdom. The irony that one of the Queen's beasts was about to steer me off her own very sceptred isle. And Cornwall's going past like that. All these kids were like cantering. And the guy was going, fucking hell, you're not supposed to be cantering. And I couldn't control, because it's not like a car, is it? It's not like a car. There's no rules. It's emotional.
There's no glove box.
There's no glove box.
12-year-old Henry knew his way around a stick shift, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
But I couldn't use any of that knowledge. There was just muscles. I mean, I could massage it.
Yeah.
There was shoulder muscles.
You had your BMX. Trying to squeeze his ears and see if there's brakes. Doesn't work.
And eventually, then, so I went way ahead of them, and then they all started cantering as well. And then, for one magical moment, Yorkie galloped. What's your name, madam? Hello? Kate. Good. Kate, have you galloped on a horse? Have you been on... You don't know, do you? You don't fucking know. You don't check.
Surely someone in here
has anyone here galloped on not galloped on a horse?
There's someone at the back.
There are some gallopists.
There's some gallopers.
There's a gallopist.
On a scale of 0 to 10, how magical would you say it is? And bearing in mind you can go higher than 10 to make the point.
Oh, 13.
Yeah. It was 14 for me. Because of the special connection I had with Yorkie. But still, your experience still matters. But no, honestly, when we were galloping, it was incredible. The feeling, it was like because I think not the pedals.
Riding a hairy motorbike.
I think the feet of the horse don't actually touch the ground. Don't. They honestly don't.
Once they get up to a certain speed,
Once they get up to a certain
they break
speed,
through a sort of
they're
the law of inertia. They just keep going.
it's
yeah.
law of inertia.
Yeah.
They're running on momentum and tail
Yeah.
waft.
Yeah, that's right.
If you've ever been snorkeling with flippers, you'll know the
Yeah.
power you get from anything at the back that goes like that.
And eventually they're actually just perfectly still, and it's just the rotation of the Earth underneath.
It's
them.
just the rotation of the Earth
Just some
that's
sort of
keeping you
anti-orbit.
going.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing feeling. That I did feel like I was very, very, very briefly
In big trouble.
in big shitteroo. Also, it's a crazy idea to ride around on a horse, isn't it? Because it's mad. Why? It's got it's a thing. You know, it's got ideas. It's got a brain. And I was so aware that Yorkie's personality, whatever he's been through, is affecting this. Really near cliff edge. I thought I might fucking buy it. Thought me and Yorkie might buy it. But the good thing with the horse is, the horse also doesn't want to die. That's something to bear in mind.
So what happened?
You. Yeah.
It just slowed down.
That's what happened then.
No.
That's the worst review an anecdote can get. What happened? What happened? I was working my ass off there. I was working my sweet ass off, Ben.
If this wasn't live, we'd edit that out.
We'd probably have about 5 minutes of material so far if this wasn't live.
Well, I think that's horses, is it?
Have we covered them quite comprehensively?
I think so. Unless anyone has anything to add. Oh, God.
That's a good one.
Lock the doors.
What gear is that? What fucking gear is dressage?
You saying horses can't go backwards?
No, dressage is when you're on a holiday and it's a hire car. You don't know what the fuck's going on.
You're on the
You've
other
not-
side of the road.
You've not used it before.
Yeah. There's a bag of heroin in the glove box, and you think, oh fuck.
I think I'd have
What
to
am I
do
gonna
that.
now?
Yeah. Did you watch any of the dressage in the Olympics this time round?
I feel I've seen dressage.
Mm.
I feel like I get the idea, really. So I can't get excited about it. Is that cynical? I feel like I've ticked that.
Read the room, Mike. Jesus.
Yeah. It's gone really frosty.
Fucking hell.
What's happening online? Same. They've all just gone.
I did watch a bit
Everyone's
of the dressage. I watched a bit of the dressage. Did you watch any of the dressage, Ben?
No.
Cracking. We're cooking on gear. Heroin is a horse. Yeah. Any other horse thoughts? Any other horse ideas that we haven't covered? It's hard to.
I mean, heroin.
Well, a lot of it's quite
What's
nice.
heroin got to
Heroin.
do- what's
there's
heroin got to do
glue.
with-
What's the name for H? Horse. It's quite an 80s street slang.
I grew up in London. How do I not know that? And you do.
Because we're down the end of the county lines. That's where we get.
Yeah.
You just package it up.
Yeah.
Someone
I
takes it
package
down.
it. I package it all day long.
You're
as
in
a
one of
kid.
those
Yeah.
little tiny factories just
Oh,
wearing
yeah.
a pair of see-through pants and nothing else.
Yeah.
Wrapping the horse up in cellophane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with down it comes to Portsmouth
So,
and
so
Cardiff.
people say horse as a phrase to mean heroin.
I think they did in the 80s, possibly.
I think in Scotland they do.
Yeah.
It's a big Scottish
now.
thing.
Is that true? Any Scots? Not
Oh.
true. There we go.
This is some really good horse. It's fine. It works. Yeah. Hang on. Let me just think. Hang on. I'm just casting my mind back.
Chasing the horse.
Chasing. This is really great horse. Yeah. I could. Yeah. It sort of works. Have you got any? Can I get some horse? Yeah. Stands up.
I'm going to go Shire tonight. I've never taken drugs, so I don't know. Do you take more of them if you want? I guess you
The
do, don't
hooves
you?
are off tonight, lads. Some horse.
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 Who's championed the Wonder Horse? Someone has written champion the Wonder Horse. What does that mean? Some people pretend to be horses for sex games. Is that ringing true for anyone? Well, we do have a couple of families in tonight. Is that right? Feel free to not answer that if you're with your children.
Mike, how are you feeling about the day when you have to say, to one of your children,
You've been taking horse. I found this horse in your bedroom.
We're putting you in rehab.
You're 9 years old.
When the day when one of your daughters wants you to buy them a horse,
Well, they already know there's literally absolutely no fucking chance of that happening.
you have to make that clear, don't you?
Yeah.
'Cause it's
They're already,
such
the battle is already on for like they want their own room,
Right, yeah.
which doesn't exist in the house.
Yeah.
That's
So
an
what are you going to? Yeah, fine. Sleep in the kitchen by all means, kids. You know. So the idea, you know, the back garden is like this. I mean, you can do that, and you're at the edges.
Yeah.
So the chance of one of those.
So the horse could do the
fuckers getting a
stationary
horse
gear.
is
It could be in the
zero.
stationary gear. Yeah, yeah.
Can of horse meat, possibly. Ornamental hoof.
Is that as good as it's going to get?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think that's really the
Yeah.
opposite of what they want. A bit of dead horse is not what they're after. We've got you a horse, darling, but it's
Exactly. Stop asking.
And
Sometimes you have to tell these people things in different ways, I think. Yeah.
you have got an attic space in your house. So one of your daughters could become a kind of gothy attic teenager.
Yeah, but it is literally an attic, so it is leaking in the rain and sort of dangerously hot.
Oh yeah, it's not
In
converted.
the
I'm
sun.
just
I
saying,
mean,
you
you'd be dead. You'd be dead within a day if you
No.
tried to sleep.
a
in the sun.
Japanese
I'm not
micro
encouraging-
horse.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the
obviously,
affordable choice.
obviously, if there's a teacup horse going spare
Yeah.
on eBay, then yeah, fine. But I mean, yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
No.
So yeah, easy conversation as it turns out.
What if they go to a fair and win a horse
Yeah.
Oh,
and bring
yeah.
it home?
Yeah.
Well, that's why we've constructed an emergency spit in the back garden for just such eventuality. So they don't partake in those tombolas.
So you've got an emergency spit, and an actor who'll play a French meatmeister.
That's right.
So that
Exactly.
so that as soon as your daughter's brought the horse back, she's won the horse. Will you allow her to ride it home?
Yes, just so there's a little bit of fraction of bonding to make the
Yeah.
tragedy all the worse.
'Cause she needs to learn, and then she'll come back. What's the first thing? Probably pops.
She'll then be sent out to you go make some coleslaw
Make some coleslaw.
in your bedroom. She won't understand why.
Yeah.
She'll assume it's for the horse.
Send her sister out to get some baps. And then it's lesson time.
And then it's like, oh no, I forgot this French meatmeister. I forgot he was.
Yeah, and he's
Which-
also very distressed because he's an actor, not a real meat man. He's being forced to.
He doesn't. It's his,
Slaughter a horse and
it's
put
his
on
first job out of
spits.
acting school. He's got no idea
Yeah,
what he's doing.
it's all in all a memorable day. I would say.
Memorable day.
Mike's got him under false pretenses. He set a camera up. He thinks he's being filmed for a period piece, but it's not even going on IMDb. It's just a
Nonsense.
yeah. Poor guy.
It's just a gig. It's just a private gig. Yeah. So there's a plan.
Yeah, it's good to have a plan.
And he's going, "Is this Bridgerton?" You go, "Yes, it's Bridgerton."
Yes.
Yeah.
Horses.
Horses.
Unless anyone else has got anything pressing about horses. Seahorses.
Not horses.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Are you about to suggest that that's what happens when a horse fucks a trout?
You
It
took
turned
the
into a
words
seahorse.
right out of my mouth. Yeah, no, seahorses
Mule all
are-
over again.
There's a lot of sea and then land animal, isn't there? There's a lot of those. Sea cats, sea dogs. sea pigeons. Pretty much every land animal, I think, has got a sea mice. They've all got a sea version.
Sea cucumbers.
Sea cucumbers.
All the animals.
All the animals have got a sea. Now, I genuinely did think that was true when I started saying that was not true. What are the ones? There's a.
They're just as yet undiscovered. So
Oh no, dogfish. You put it in front of the fish. Yeah, there's dogfish, pigeonfish. Cucumber. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just-
Yeah, that's most of them, I think. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Seahorses.
yeah, seahorses. They changed gender. I don't fucking know.
That's the fact, isn't it?
Who cares? It doesn't fucking matter. Does it?
Also, they're not real, are they?
I don't think they're real.
Not real.
They don't feel real. Horses for courses. That's a phrase.
We've talked about that on the podcast before.
Yeah, we have, haven't we? Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
I did try and wrap up horses a while ago.
Didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually
By the way, also
shows great judgment.
I don't want it to end with this energy because in real life it does end with this energy, which is eventually we just go, oh god, fucking bags. What fucking bags? What the? Oh god. A bag. You can put a bag on a shelf. And then Ben will go, that's it now. And then we cut back and don't we? Do you know what I mean? It always ends.
Then you have a very loud piss.
Then I have a really loud piss and I'm back and I'm fine again. So it works with them.
Feel free.
You
need a big old piss.
Flogging a dead horse. Haha, someone's written. It's quite good. It's actually not bad. Yeah. I wonder if a horse or a cassowary could kick harder. That's not a bad question. There was a lot of horror about the idea of being kicked in the face by a horse for some reason when I was growing up. That was really rammed down my throat as a risk factor in life. And so whenever I see a horse to this day, I don't go up behind it.
You skirt around.
I skirt around. I really do.
Still going on horses, are we?
Sorry. Okay. The beans are knackered.
Should we
How many minutes have they had?
Oh, we've got a countdown thing here.
Yeah, so we've done
That's
an
our
hour and
hard
15
out.
minutes.
Oh, bloody hell. That's
Yeah.
way
Too
more
long for
than
these poor people.
That's all 50 minutes away from being the ideal length of a film. Isn't it? This has almost been as long as Pixar films and stuff, probably.
I wouldn't remind them of the fact
That's a terrible thing. That was a terrible thing to say.
Carefully thought through entertainment available in the world.
Lovingly, just every detail lovingly crafted. So are you saying that my canter thing wouldn't have gone down well in a Pixar meeting? So we could... I think we'll stick with animating the horses.
Everyone knows this. How many times?
We've got some merch, haven't we?
Oh yes, we've got some merch.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a merch. Now,
And when he says merch,
He means it.
there's one of these.
Yeah.
now, the amount of money it costs to get a professional glass blower to it's very hard to blow flat, isn't it? Especially to make something which looks this much like a Snappy Snaps one. You'd be amazed. This is the only Three Beans official merch that exists. It's just this, and I got it done in Snappy Snaps this morning. And it cost 8 fucking quid. It's absolute shit. You can tell the glue just in these lights is sweating. Like it's not going to make it through the hour.
A couple of tiny little cracks, there's little pressure points.
Yeah,
You
there's
can
already-
see this, the smallest tap in the wrong place. That's
Yeah.
coming apart
Yeah,
in no time.
and the green doesn't even go to the edges of the fucking.
Yeah. Well, you didn't pay for enough green, did you?
Didn't pay for enough green. I got 8 quid. I'm not putting any more
Paid
green.
for enough
Whoa,
green on
whoa!
the
Stop
back.
with the green. 8 quid.
hold
No.
the green.
Don't take
Because
the
you've got
piss.
full green on the back.
It
and
was
then you
like dealing with a cheesemonger with
just-
with his metal.
You
Oh,
can see-
whoa!
see the money going up, yeah.
Whoa! Nothing. Yeah,
I'll probably do.
bring it in. It was like dealing with a cheesemonger. Actually, this is a genuine true thing. The guy said to me, he said, I didn't know what it was. It was 3 peanuts or something when he gave it to me. I said, actually, it's so it's for the podcast I do with for their beans with some friends and
Did he say, oh, do you watch all the Mr. Bean movies? And
I love that one.
I love that.
Well, he said, and it's always hard to know how to interpret these words. The last thing he said to me was, "Good luck with that." So he was either genuine or sarcastic.
So how are we going? I mean, I don't know if anyone wants it.
Oh yeah,
Arousing 2 people.
It's also a bit too big to be a keyring, isn't it? Most
you know
pockets.
What? They know that because you know what it's called on the website.
Jumbo.
It's called large keyring. But there isn't.
Needlessly large.
But it's the only size that they only do. And they're like, okay, guys,
Sorry, Jim, we're going to have to rename our keyring. We're getting a lot of complaints.
we've made a lot of these. They are too big. They're inconveniently big. We can either make a whole load more or incorporate it into the branding of the keyring. They'll never know. So
It'd be good if you've got like a real like handful of keys, like you go around shutting down a.
It's janitor size.
Janitor size.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I'm
think.
getting at. Yeah.
Do we have any janitors? It's useless. It's absolute dog shit. This. £8. The next thing up was $16.95 for a mug. I thought I'm not one, so anyway,
I mean, we can't go home with it. I don't think.
I'll just leave it
We've
there.
got to get rid of it. Definitely. But just if you do claim it, then just be very careful, because it'll probably slice you right open. I expect. It looks like it's about
I
24 hours.
certainly wouldn't use it for keys.
Splintering. No. There we go. There we go. So it turned out it was a keyring that can only be put down once. And selfish little Henry couldn't resist.
Yeah,
Couldn't resist having a go.
yeah. It's like a shark. It's got to keep moving. This keyring.
So there's not
It can't rest.
there's not many
It can't rest.
there's not many merchants out there where you have to bring your own adhesives. So that's rare in itself, I think. So
Yes.
we've now arguably got 4 merches. There, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got 4 merches. We can divide this up.
4 in 1.
That is, and to patronise me about my podcast. 3 peanuts, is it? Can't.
That's why he said good luck in that way, because he'd set you up.
He was talking about the keyring. Good luck, mate. I think that's going to see the
I
day
think
out.
you've had your keyring made by Spurbs.
Spubs, no.
You think you can escape from me? Ha 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 ha. I am Spurs. I am powerful. So powerful.
Ooh, that was chilling. Fuck. So.
We were going to do a sort of Q&A at the end,
We
but
should, we could take some questions. We've got a few minutes left. It's very unlikely to end with any sort of bang. There's no.
Well, the
set
big
piece plan.
finish
Yeah. Was that it?
hasn't gone well, has
Was
it?
Has anyone got anything pressing?
I think if you have got a pressing question, there's someone with a mic. I can't imagine what they'd want to know.
No, I don't know. We haven't got not got any questions yet, so to speak. From
Jenny says, "Please show us your beautiful shoes, Ben."
Thank you. Hello.
oh,
I want
hello.
to know what was the quality of the meat in the sandwich you had,
The lamb
Henry?
sandwich.
How was that?
Are you thinking about what to do afterwards?
Yeah. Any recommendations for around here?
Well, I tell you what, this place, because you know what, right? Once bitten, I'll have another go. Is my family motto. So I went back a few days later and tried their prawn sandwich.
Have you put the microphone in your pocket, by the way? Because they will need that back.
You thought you could come here and spend 10 quid on a mic, didn't you? You thought I'll spend 10 quid, I'll get a mic. I'll ask
an
her.
awful show for an hour and a half, but I've got the mic.
I'll watch some god awful tripe. You know what? I can't actually remember if I had the prawn sandwich or not. 'Cause I thought about it for so long that I can't remember if I actually had it.
There you go. Hope that answers your question. Which wasn't about a prawn sandwich.
No, I didn't have the prawn. I'm pretty sure I didn't have the prawn. The meat, you know what? I can't fucking remember. Oh, yeah. I can tell you this. It's actually, and this isn't advertised, it's a lamb sausage. So. It's quite a big lamb sausage. It's quite shiny, I remember. A little bit, it's got a bit of bounce to it for some reason. The sausage. I would.
I
You
think
know
that's
what?
telling us quite a lot about the quality of the meat, isn't it?
It is actually. So the meat's actually okay. Chips-wise, I think you're chancing your arm. I mean, it would take me. I think try it a few different times in the day with my, because obviously the chips will have a kind of system they're in. I think I just caught it. You know, sometimes you just catch it. It's bad luck, isn't it, with the chips?
Well, especially if you break into the back of the van before they've even opened, and that's when you get your chips. Yeah.
Yeah, that really doesn't help. No.
Thank you for your question.
Go front of house.
Should we take one from the people, not at the back,
down the camera,
down the internet world? Hello, guys.
You seen any? Someone is again asking to see your shoes.
Yeah, I'm not. No, that's for people in the room only.
Yeah.
Merguez, delicious. That's right. I think that is a merguez sausage. It's a merguez sausage.
Have you seen a Shetland with a muzzle? No.
What happened to the horse pervert?
Got away with it. Very hard to enforce. It's a small community, so it is.
Who is Lanyard Boy?
That sounds like a Spurbs missive.
That's
That's
Spurbs.
right.
That's
Yeah.
definitely Spurbs.
Any more questions in the room?
I don't know if someone's written Fave Beans or Father Beans. Fancy horses.
What's the best town in Britain? Cardiff.
Can we see Mike's flip-flops? Quite a lot of...
Are zebras
shoe
horses? No.
interest. Of course not.
I think there was a Mughal emperor who once tried to wash a zebra to see what the
Really?
horse was. If there was a horse underneath it.
And what happened?
She said it ended up with a very clean zebra. So the story goes.
Incredible.
Anyone else in here? You're not mic'd up, so I'll have to repeat. Go on. Frazzles or bacon fries? It's Frazzles, isn't it?
Really?
We've got a disruptor. I'm really pleased you're not mic'd up because you're talking crazy. The live stream guys aren't going to get any of this. He's a disruptor. Okay. See me after the show. Anyone else? There's one over there.
How about Trojan horses?
God, that would have been good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's such a shame that we can't now say anything about Trojan horses. Isn't it? Because we can't, in terms of the structure of the show, it would fuck up this
The
balance.
precious format.
Yeah.
Well, we'd have to go back to when we should
balance.
have mentioned Trojan horses, and then do it all since then again. So we'd have to go through the whole different gears on a horse bit.
It would be like if at the end of Toy Story, another dinosaur turned up. Hey Frank, how have you been? Well, it's like too late to introduce new. No, completely fucked. The emotional journey is fucked. Do you know what I mean?
It was a very good idea, wasn't it?
It was a really good idea, and the second dinosaur
and the
could have
Trojan
been good.
horse itself was a good idea. But it's one of those. I always felt a bit sad about the guys that did it. It was very clever, but it's the sort of thing you can only really get away with once, isn't it? You can't
really
the next
is.
year. Oh look, they brought us a great big goat.
Trojan cat.
Oh wow, that massive
Fuck
cat.
it. Hang on. You don't think they
Whoa,
could
hang
have?
on,
They
yeah.
wouldn't. No, they wouldn't have because it.
Because come on, no. Yeah.
because the first time, of course, they go huge wooden horse.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Lovely.
Probably not ideal, but we can re-gift it maybe next year. Just, I mean,
So we better
be
bring
polite.
it in.
We'll
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to be rude.
It's a bit
'cause-
weird, frankly. It's a bit like that weird coffee table I've got, which is a wagon wheel with glass in between the spokes.
That's full of deadly sword-wielding soldiers.
Yeah. Well, they tried that, but they couldn't fit. They tried a few. They tried chocolates initially, but they couldn't fit enough. It was basically just a Greek man wearing a box of Quality Street round his midriff. So obviously they had to try. Yeah. So this is why at the end we don't tend to do this at the end, isn't it? Because
Even if a really good idea has been
even
served
if a
up
really
to
good
us.
idea, which in the right hands
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking hell. There's some
Would be.
podcasts where they've done a really good job with that.
be sensational. Will we talk about Trojans more generally?
We'll just
Yeah.
talk about ancient civilizations and
Yeah.
Johnnies? Is that what
Yeah.
you're...
The mixture.
It's not a bad idea. Again, it's saying... I mean,
Yep.
Did Hector wear one? that sort of thing. Yeah, probably mix it up.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Another phrase we could have mentioned.
But is that from the Trojan? I always wonder, is that from the Trojan?
I think
'Cause
so,
that was
yeah.
a gift horse.
Because if you look in the mouth, there's a little Trojan in there.
So you'll know. Well, if you look in the mouth, you'll know that you're about to get killed, and your entire city is about to get razed to the ground.
But
So it's best to just not know about it.
Is that why you put your
That's the only
finger?
bit that they didn't cover up. They just didn't cover up the mouth.
Is that why you put your finger in a goat's mouth?
Exactly.
See if it was full of Trojans.
Turned out it was. It's hard when you're trying to find an end, isn't it?
There's petering out, isn't there?
You see, this is why desserts were invented for meals. Because otherwise, you're just sitting around with a load of lamb on your plate, just sort of, you know what I mean? It fizzles out. But what we need is the equivalent of a sort of treacle pudding or.
Well, in about 1 minute, 20 seconds, someone from the venue is going to force us to leave. Sweet enough for you?
That's the other way of doing it. It's the bitter pudding.
Good.
Um,
Well, unless there's any further questions.
I've got a final jingle we could sort of go out on. Go on.
And now it's time for Mike's Guitar Hour.
Oh!
Bastardo.
Less than 1 minute remaining.
You've got 1 minute. You've got 55 seconds
to
now.
talk about guitars.
Do you want me to talk about guitars for 1 minute?
And then we leave.
The
We literally have to leave the stage.
Oh, God, we've got to incorporate talking about guitars.
You're down to 45 seconds, Mike.
45
Get on with it.
Seconds. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Suddenly, you can't be boring for the first time in your life on this topic. Imagine it's a barbecue. I'm a suburban dad.
My dream guitar's always been the Gibson Flying V.
Keep talking.
Ideally, we've got to leave the stage at the same time, though. So thank you for coming very much. Goodbye.
Thank you, guys.
I'd probably
Thank
go
you.
for
Thank
one
you.
without a whammy bar, just because sometimes the tuning can go a bit wonky. But I wouldn't mind.
And now it's time for Pompidou section. Pompidou.